I was frozen. I'm not frozen anymore. Hello. Thanks. It was in a ponytail and then a plait, and I've just taken it out.
It looks fabulous.
Oh no. What do those shrimp do to you? You're not supposed to eat the skewer.
No. I'm suffering a little bit with, I think I've got laryngitis.
Oh no.
I started with a sore throat a couple of days ago. The throat's gone, but I never mind. So,
Don't talk.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So how's your week been?
Busy, crazy busy. With 2 year groups being out and staff absence being through the roof, just having to cover everyone and everything, and yeah, just really weird because that food just wasn't an issue, because obviously having to do the fast for the first 2 days meant that I didn't have to worry about that when I was at work, so I could just keep going. And then Wednesday I had netball, and the first match was 7:40, and I played one, and then they were a player down for the next match afterwards. And normally that time of night I'm exhausted, so we finished at, what time was it, 8:20, and normally I'm like ready to go to bed, and felt like I had buckets of energy, so I just played one game of netball with no subs, so I was playing the whole three thirds, and then played a second game of netball afterwards, and still finished like, I could probably go again. Where's all this energy come from? Really weird.
And that was the day after your fast.
Yeah, after my worst night's sleep ever, I woke up at 2:30 and couldn't get back to sleep, so I was awake from 2:30, just tossing and turning and tired, but just not getting to sleep. So I finally got out of bed at 6:15 and did some yoga, and then had a shower and started going for the day. But yeah, throughout the day was an energy filled day, surprisingly, with no sleep and feeling there tired.
Very good, very good. How did you find the fast?
Not fun. The first 2 days I did, well, first day was, I didn't enjoy it and was just trying to keep active and busy and mind off it. Just felt hungry all the time. The second day was better because I was at work, but it was the evening time again, and trying to make food for the boys and get through tidying up and everything. And then the third day, the last 2 hours from 7 till 9, I was like, right, I really do want some dinner now. I want something to eat, but I got to hold out. I got 2 more hours. I was literally clock watching the last half an hour, ticking through. And then the only thing that was there was there were some sausages that needed cooking because they were out of date on that day. So I'd put them in the oven, and had a cold sausage was what I broke it with. So probably not amazing, but so it's like, I just need something, and that was all I needed, was one cold sausage. So yeah, it wasn't as healthy as the other people have broken it with. I've been counting down and grabbed that and went for it.
Did you feel good afterwards?
Yeah, I think I must have released some, because Mark said on yesterday, he was like, your clothes are hanging off you. Where have you gone? You're ridiculous. There's nothing left of you. Like, good. That was the plan. that was what we wanted. So I think that's had something. Sorry, Jake's dancing in front of me. And yeah, feel mentally better to have done it, because I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think I would last it, especially after day one. But yeah, I wouldn't have said I enjoyed it any way, shape or form. I probably wouldn't be rushing back to do it anytime soon, but I could see the benefits of it and why it was possible.
Yeah, very good. Right. You may find, I mean, it's very much a personal decision whether you fast again in the future, but fasting benefits start at 13 hours. So, you know, even just having a break from dinner from the night before, just having nothing during the day and having dinner the following day can be really beneficial. So yeah, but having done 72 hours, awesome job.
Yeah, mentally, I know I can do it. So it's not like it's impossible now, but yeah. And then, like you said, I guess it gets easier the more you do it. So,
and the other thing is not to although, yeah, thank you. I thought my voice was quite sexy. Actually, I was hoping to make some money after this. On some 0898 numbers. The thing with fasting is to maybe have a goal in mind as to what you want to do, say 72 hours, but to be prepared to stop earlier. And don't feel guilty about it. It's not imperative to do the 72. If you listen to your body and your body says after 24, do you know what, I'm not ready for it this time, then that's fine. There's no guilt whatsoever associated with the timeline. There's no need to have to do it, but you now know you can do it, which means that in the future it will be much easier mentally because you know you can do it. So then it's just a case of experiencing it.
Yeah, and the worry, the fear was that I wouldn't be able to make it through a school day, and that I would pass out, and you know, the kids would be questioning anything. And actually just having a water bottle with you, and it was easier on the days I was at school than it was being at home, because I was busy and just didn't have a chance to stop and question anything.
It also, when you start to embrace it can actually give you a break from having to worry about, you don't have to think about food. You don't have to think about eating, you don't have to think about food, you can literally have a couple of days where you just get stuff done, which sounds really weird, but it just gives, because you haven't got to use that decision. You know, Eric talks earlier on about we have a finite number of decisions we can make in a day. If you don't have to think about food, that's a huge number of decisions that you can use elsewhere. You can actually end up finding yourself really quite productive on the days when you don't. So yeah, okay, great checking. So thank you, Jackie. Right, as you can hear, I'm struggling a little bit. So I'm going to ask you ask you lot two questions I'm going to ask. Firstly, if you've done a fast, just briefly, how did you find it? Number two, what are you most proud of achieving so far in the challenge? What was kind of the biggest challenge, and what are you most proud of? And thirdly, what are you most looking forward to experimenting with as soon as you're able to after the challenge? I can see people's eyes going, oh. Okay, who wants to go first? Marsha, just unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, I'm so glad to be back. Oh my gosh, I've missed you guys so much. I watched last week's call and it was awesome. Barry really laid it out, and I was so pleased to hear that, you know, we're not all just not struggling with different things, you know, it's cool. I think what I'm most proud of is getting through last week, being on vacation in a place where they don't even know what a vegetable is, and there is no nothing good served anywhere in the South. It's all fried food. And I literally, when they passed the list around to give us an option to order a vegan meal on a busload of people, I was the only person that said I didn't want the fried fish or fried chicken. And, you know, I got something, I don't even remember what it was. It was not really worth eating. None of the food that I had the whole week was worth eating. But I managed to order collard greens and some vegetables on occasion because those are popular there. And I just came back, I weighed myself, but I don't think it's like a real gain. It was like 2 pounds different. So I think I'm on the fast now because I'm catching up, and I'm going to fast until Monday morning because I just started last night after dinner. And I think 72 hours will be like 8 o'clock on Sunday night. Might as well go to bed, right? So that'll be okay. And I'm sure by Tuesday morning, I'll be back in fat burning mode, and I will have dropped those 2 pounds, whatever. It's not going to be an issue. And the last 2 days, I was just doing alkalizers and trying to catch back up and get rehydrated and nutrition back in me because I really didn't have good food. And I was exhausted. Yesterday, I sat in a chair and I half dozed the entire day away. It was awful. And today, I woke up full of energy. So I think that fat switch probably is starting to switch back. And I took a long walk and I felt energized and wonderful, and I've been productive all day. So, man, if that's the difference between fat burning and sugar, I'll take fat burning any day. It's just amazing how that feels. And so that's where I'm at. And I can't even remember all the questions, but I hope I answered them. I'm really excited, looking forward. I don't have any foods to like experiment with anymore. I ran so many experiments between finishing WILDFIT last spring and this start of it in January that if I never experiment again, I'm going to be just fine. And I was really proud of myself for not eating jambalaya and gumbo and all of these specialty foods that they make, beignets, which are like fried dough with powdered sugar. I mean, everybody's saying, oh, you have to have this and that. And I was like, no, I don't. And people were having wine every night. We're going to bars and dancing and having fun. It had nothing to do with the alcohol. And one of the ladies said to me, you must have been really some fun in your youth when you were drinking. And I was like, I wasn't ever really a drinker anyway, so it hasn't been a challenge for me. And I did have a glass of wine one evening. The pour was probably 2 ounces if it was anything. And I was so loopy after drinking that because I've been on such horrible food all week. I felt like, no, I don't like this feeling. I couldn't talk. I was like scrambled, and no, not a thing, just not a thing. So lots of really good non-scale victories last week over the food. I did not feel like I missed anything. Even the pralines and the bananas Foster and the brownies and the lemon cakes and you name it, it came in front of me. I was like, no, thank you. And I just didn't even think about it. So it was a real victory, I have to say. And I'm looking forward to, future travels. I don't know what I'll do, but I think I might start taking food with me so that I can eat a salad and put some dressing on it. They didn't even have lemon or oil or vinegar or anything to put on a salad. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. They had all the non-fat dressings and every single one of them had tons of sugar in it, like first ingredient sugar and then everything else. So that was like no help at all. So in any event, all is good that ends well, and I'm back on, and it'll be fine.
Brilliant. Well
Yeah.
done, Marcia.
Thanks.
Well done, my darling. That's fabulous.
I appreciated your encouragement, like saying, don't stress about it, just do what you can do. And it really helped me to just say, okay, if it's not perfect, it's really okay. It's 90% better than it ever would have been before. So I just have to be thankful for that.
Well done, Marcia. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Well, did you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. I think my biggest victory was just the fact that I'm living WILDFIT now. I make my choices and have, yeah, so it's all great. So since we started, was it June, July, something like that? Yeah. That after finishing the first course, yeah, I've been living WILDFIT and it's great. I feel healthy inside, and I have the odd glass of wine now and again, but not, it's not something that I have to have on a regular basis. And yeah, I make choices, and sometimes I try something and I think, no, I'm never going to have that again. So I think it's listening to my body. I think now I listen to my body, and what it tells me is good for me. So yeah, which is, I think, a big win.
What did you choose yesterday when you were flying over here?
Sorry?
What did you choose at the airport?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't great. I went to the airport and I hadn't had any breakfast. I was feeling quite stressed, and I went to Marks and Spencer's at the airport and bought a smoked salmon sandwich, which I hadn't had a sandwich for quite some time. And I thought, well, I really think I ought to eat something before I get on the plane, and because I didn't want the rubbish that was on the plane. So I thought, well, yeah, smoked salmon sandwich wasn't too bad, but actually it made me feel awful. The smoked salmon was lovely, but the bread and whatever else was in it, I just felt really fat after. I felt uncomfortable. It's something I won't do again. Yeah, no, yeah. And actually it's only just starting to wear off, and that's sort of a good 24 hours later. Yeah.
So Eric talks today about the tools for living WILDFIT, and one of the things that he talks about is our food categories. So thinking about that sandwich, where would you put a sandwich in your categories, in one of the 5 categories now?
Very low down. Because I didn't feel very good. I mean, at the time it served a purpose, because I thought I've got an empty stomach, or I thought I got an empty stomach, and I felt it was the lesser of evils, that going on the plane the food would be absolutely horrendous. So some smoked salmon maybe wouldn't be too bad, but it didn't sit well. It wasn't the smoked salmon. The smoked salmon would have been fine on its own with a bit of salad, but it was the bread. And I remember that the bread is my downfall, because I actually used to love bread, and I still keep trying the odd little bit of bread. And at the end of it, it doesn't make me feel good. I feel bloated, I feel fat, I feel heavy. So yeah, I've still got my Achilles heel with bread. I have to really experiment maybe a little bit more with it. Yeah.
So do you think it was an empty stomach hunger that was driving you, or do you think it was a desire for the sandwich?
I'm sorry, Don. Yeah, I didn't get that. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Do you think it was the empty stomach feeling, or do you think it was because you were stressed, you were looking for something that was comforting?
I think it was a bit of both. I think definitely was the comfort factor, because I'd been stressed all morning. I had trouble getting all my paperwork together in the morning. I was up at 6 o'clock trying to, Karen was helping me try and print off all the stuff I needed for the flight. And I think by the time I got to the airport, I was quite stressed. And then it took forever. First of all, the machines weren't working. And then eventually I got to the airport check-in, where they were dealing with the baggage and everything else, and the queue was so long, and I'm thinking, I'm going to be late for my plane. There were all kinds of different things and I think food, I felt, oh God, I need something to eat. And I finished up buying this sandwich, and it stuck with me till today. It's only just wearing off today. Yeah, the fact that I had this bread is just something that I used to love, but it really doesn't suit me at all. No, it just makes me feel really stodgy and horrible. And yeah. I still don't think I've got over it. I still think I've got some experimenting to do with it. I think I need to actually eat the bread just as bread is, rather than with anything, maybe, to actually dish it completely. Yeah.
There's some great feedback there, from both from your body and in your head as well. I think, do you think if you weren't as stressed that you would have gone for the sandwich, or do you think you just would have got on the plane with empty stomach?
I think I would have got on the plane with empty stomach, because I can go all day without eating.
You've just done a 3-day fast.
I did a 36. This time I did a 36-hour fast. Yeah, I did a 72 last time, and this time I did a 36. Yeah.
This is the thing. You all now, having those of you who've done a fast, you've now experienced the fact that you can go for 18, 24, 36, 48, 72 hours without food.
Yeah.
And you won't pass out, you won't die, nothing bad's going to happen. So the empty stomach hunger now doesn't have the same power over you that it had before.
No, it doesn't. But I think the stress sometimes you let it affect you, and you use food as a substitute for it. And I realized that I don't actually need it, but it's just that sometimes the stress factor sends you to the old habits.
It will do, and it won't.
Yeah, because I didn't need the food, Jane. I really didn't, because I'd eaten a good meal the night before, because I decided that I'd do the 36-hour fast, because I wanted to make sure I had a dinner before I left to fly the following day. I thought, yeah, I think I'll actually stop now and have a meal, which I just had fish and vegetables the night before, and it was a case of, well, that'll do me now till I get to Jane's on Thursday night. But for some reason I was so stressed. It's old habits, isn't it? It's I'll reach for food because it's a comforter, because you think it makes you feel better, but it actually doesn't make you feel better, because that sandwich did not make me feel better. No. So I'm sat on the plane and thinking, oh my God, I wish I hadn't had that sandwich. You know, yeah. So no, it doesn't make you feel better. No, I would if I'd have had fish and salad, that would have been perfect. But yeah,
the emotion of stress, and Marcia put a comment on there that said, sorry, she said, emotional stress is the most difficult hunger to overcome. It is, because we have so many different emotions.
Yeah.
And we've created so many connections. There are, I posted a while ago, the 9 emotional needs that we need, 9 human emotional needs. And one of those is a sense of control over our lives. And I would suggest that at that point, when you were getting on the flight, you had no sense of control, or was struggling with a sense of control, because everything you'd been dealing with the fact that the airline had crashed, so you couldn't get your tickets the day before, and then the baggage didn't work, and then you were being dropped off, and then you were waiting for other people to print things out. So all of these things are outside of your control. But the one thing you can control is that a Marks and Spencer's smoked salmon sandwich will taste the way a Marks and Spencer's smoked salmon sandwich tastes.
Yeah. And the thing is, Jane, what was so amazing, which I thought about afterwards, why would I think Marks and Spencer's sandwich was any better than the airline food?
Because Sue, in her wisdom when she was working for them, told you that they were much better. Because there's food, and then there's M&S food.
Then M&S food. Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous, isn't it, when you think about it? Yeah.
Do you remember that advert? There's food, and then
there's Marks and Spencer's food. Yeah.
So really, really clever marketing. And I suspect, I don't think it's the empty stomach. I think, as Marcia said, the emotional and the empty stomach started ganging up, but it was probably the emotional that was the driving force for you.
Yeah.
And bread was the one thing that you remember as being a comforter, as being something.
Yes, because bread for me was when you were all growing up. That's what I used to bake my own bread. And one of the things that you feed your family, you think you're doing a great job, because you're baking your own bread, and you're making your own stock, and you're making your own stews and chicken and all that kind of thing. And it's sort of it's a feel good thing, because you feel you're feeding your family. And one of the things I used to do was bake my own bread. And you also used to sit round the fire on a Saturday afternoon watching Tis Was, or whatever it was. Can you remember Tis Was? And having your afternoon tea in the lounge with homemade bread. You know, it's all sort of it's all about how it used to make you feel, rather than the actual physical thing.
Exactly. Great jacket. And Marsha, a lot of us have what I would call a crutch. And we'll, over time, you'll peel some of these away, but it's highly likely that the biggest crutch will take a while before you can get rid of it. So Marsha's saying hers is cheese. There's
Yeah.
usually one thing that has a particular connection for you that is really difficult to break. And you
Yeah.
won't break it in the 90 days. You probably won't break it in the 90 days after that. You might break others, but your biggest crutch might take a while for you to work through. And that's fine. Just keep working at it. Keep doing what you've just done. You know, you went for it, you tried it, you knew how you felt afterwards. And now you're thinking, okay, what was it that made me do it? The more you do that, the more you're conscious of it, the more you analyze it, the more you think about it, the less control it will have over you next time. And then the less control next time. And then the less control next time. Until the next time you're stressed, you don't need to go for bread. And that's great. It means then if you decide to have bread, it's because you've chosen to. And that's what we're after. That's what we're after. Brilliant. Well done, Mum. That's fab. 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 Okay, I need someone else to talk. Anybody? Go, Susan.
I was really thrilled that I got to the end of the fast. I was so thrilled. And I have to say it was really hard. And I'm a practice faster because I do the 16/8 regularly. And I've tried to do 3 days before and I've never made it. And I'm extremely thankful for the group. Like Marcy was saying, the signal messages, I could not have done it without, I've tried and I couldn't have done it without the group. That's totally, totally amazing, this group. And it was really lovely, you know, when Jackie was saying, I'm starving. Because I, very sadly, I don't know if you can remember, I was saying, oh, well, I'll get to the third day. I'm kind of thinking, okay, I won't be hungry. I was hungry. I'm hungrier and hungrier. I was so hungry on the third day. I was like, Jackie, I was counting down and mine finished at 2:32. And within 4 minutes, I actually made my broccoli. I thought, I made the broccoli soup so that at 2:32, I can actually have a bowl of broccoli soup. I couldn't believe it. The only thing I will say is that because I felt so hungry, and I never got this when Catherine was saying she didn't have the hunger and she had all the energy, that was not me. And before, when I've tried it, I've tried to keep myself occupied by going around shopping centre, and that's hopeless because there's too many cafes and advertisements of food. So I was energetic on the first day, and then the next 2 days I thought, okay, just take it easy. That's what Jane said, take it easy. So I really took it easy. I didn't go to the gym, didn't go walking. I mean, I was just sort of watching TV. I was sort of a slob in a way, but you know, that was my way of getting through. I'm very disappointed that I was still so hungry. And then the first night, brilliant sleep. The second night, hardly any sleep because I get peeing like crazy. And then the third night, the best night's sleep, like the most fantastic sleep that I've had in years. I think it was 9 hours with 1 pee break. I mean, I can't remember when I had such a sleep. It was amazing. So I'm really, really, really thrilled with that. Then I released inches. And I will say it was quite hard to be controlled. I had 2 bowls of broccoli soup. Now they're only small bowls, but I had 2. And then I think it was just the thought that I'd been without food for quite a while, had nuts. And then in the evening, so that was like a 2:30 late lunch. So I had a late-ish meal for me because I try not to go beyond 7. And I had the scrambled egg. And I was surprising, my sleep wasn't as good because if you had a sleep without food, it's just so amazing. So it made me think, okay, I want my last meal of the day now to be so light, like a soup or something like that, so that I don't have to have this feeling of being so full to sleep that your body has to make, you really go through a digestive process, and didn't realize the amount of energy. When I was going through it, I thought, I'm never doing it again. Now, what I'm at 2 days later, I'm thinking, oh, I definitely want to do that again. Because I felt so good. I felt so good without food. My body must have been doing quite a bit of repair, I think. Honestly, I believe that. I mean, I'm a big believer in it anyway. And then so I'm very grateful that you all got me through. I'm very grateful that I could do it, and that I've experienced, you know, the benefits. I do have a fear, and it was very nice hearing Margaret's experience that she can live WILDFIT, because I am not like Margaret. I'm thinking, I am looking forward to a coffee, and I'm looking forward to a pan au raisin, which is a bread-based thing. It's like the worst thing. It's got sugar. It's not just bread, it's bread with currants in and sugar, probably. And I'm thinking, okay, do you know what? I think I should just do that. And probably in isolation, not in a social setting, because then I'll have all the associations like Margaret saying, family or friends, or, you know, being out for breakfast. No, don't do it. Do it by itself and see how I like it, because I'm hoping I won't like it. If I do, I do. I just have to accept that that'll be one occasional thing that my body will crave, and you know, so I'm very excited to hear Margaret's experience. So it's taken 2 lots of WILDFIT to get there, and it's really nice to hear Jane saying you probably can't just conquer it all in 90 days. To also, when I went through the airport, I had a horrendous chocolate attack, Margaret, but I think mine was a hangover from my sister's situation, because when I was down with my sister, I had all sorts of jobs to do, you know, clearing the flat and all the rest of it. And a week later, then I coped with all the memories of everything that was going through. And when I used to go into hospital as a kid, I was always given a great big bag of chocolate. Stress. So the airport is stressful at the moment with the amount of paperwork that you have to have, and worrying whether I got it right. And I got it right for both of us. Chris is sort of a technophobe. And so I share with you that I had a terrible chocolate attack, and it was really terrible to find. I wanted M&Ms, and it was horrendous to find a small pack of M&Ms, because it's all 2 for 3 for 2, or jumbo pack this or jumbo pack, as if you're going to leave the UK and there's not any chocolate anywhere you're going. I mean, good God, where's the matter with the UK? The UK is insane. Sorry, probably lots of countries, America sounding to master, is insane also, insane. But so I have the fears, and it's very nice that the group and Signal is here to support. And I'm really grateful for next week, you know, where obviously Eric's going to try and help us fly solo, because I'm afraid. I shouldn't be afraid. I try to be positive, but realistically, I am afraid, you know. So I know we're supposed to end with positives. And so the positive is I had a great experience with the fast, even though it was difficult. Okay, it was difficult. So hopefully that answers all points.
It does. Great check-in, but I'm curious what you were afraid of.
I'm afraid that I'll have pan au raisin or something and coffee, and then that's it. I'm back on the old sugar trail, because sugar's so addictive. And mind you, I haven't had any more cravings for M&Ms, so I suppose that's a positive. You know, and I enjoyed those studding M&Ms. I'm not going to be like, I wasn't like Margaret, had the M&Ms and felt dreadful. No, sadly. Okay, but I haven't had any more M&Ms. So I mean, so that I'm afraid of going backwards when there isn't a big group. I guess we stay in touch on Signal still, but I'm afraid, and of course Carol Ann's done it with me, so I'm counting on Carol Ann. If that answers the question.
You're staying with us as a group for the next 3 months, and we'll have monthly check-ins.
Oh, okay. I forgot that.
The next 3 months.
Sorry.
You'll get 3 monthly check-ins.
Okay, great.
And the Signal group will keep going.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
Because when you first started, hopefully I said to all of you that that the 90 days is only the start. It's only giving you the tools, and you will succeed in some things, and you will see some changes. But the beauty is the 90 days is not what's going to happen. It's afterwards. That's when the exciting stuff happens. You don't need to be scared.
Okay.
You've been through the 90 days, you've been through a very structured program. Everything's been do this, and we've got you to experiment, we've got you to try things, but it's all been you've been cocooned, and you've followed the rules to get you to where you are, such as they are. Now you get the exciting thing. because now you get to apply the tools that you've learned to your pan au chocolat or your pan au raisin. So now you've got, honestly, you're going to find it fascinating, because you'll sit down and you go, okay, tomorrow is the day I'm going to have pan au chocolat, pan au raisin. I'm going to have a pan au raisin, and it's going to be warm, and it's going to have that nice glaze on the top, that sugar glaze on the top, and it's going to be raisins in there. And I'm going to have it with a coffee, my favorite coffee. And I'm going to be able to smell the coffee, and I'm going to be able to smell the pan au raisin. And it's just going to be amazing. And you'll feel how you feel thinking about it. And then you'll give yourself permission to have it. And then you'll sit down and you'll take your first bite and you'll taste it. And then you'll taste the next bite and then the next bite. And then you'll taste the food for what it really tastes like for you. And you'll try the coffee and you'll taste what the coffee really tastes like for you. And you may like it, or like me, you may hate it. I used to drink coffee, you know, it's like in Portugal. I used to drink duplos, so double espressos. That was my go-to. I loved it. I cannot abide coffee now. I really cannot. So this next bit's going to be fascinating. Fascinating. So don't be scared of it. This is about you talking with your body about, do I like this? Don't I like it? Shall I have it all the time, or shall I just have it a little bit? Or is it a cascade food? I think if I have too much of this, I'm going to want more. This is going to be where you really get to know yourself. This is, honestly, don't be frightened of this bit. Embrace it. You're going to love it. Honestly,
Thank you. Thank you for
you
that.
will
Thank
love it.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
You will. Okay, Tanya, how are you?
Sorry, I got it. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Today I decided that I was going to have some sweet potato chips, so I had them. I enjoyed them, and I've been okay actually. I've not been too bad. I've probably dipped down a bit on the alkagizer, but I've been putting plenty of veg in still, so I'm not too worried about that. The thing that I'm most proud of at the moment is that basically I've dropped about 2, maybe 3 dress sizes. So I'm, yeah, really, really pleased with that. I think the worrying thing for me would be that I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, in the respect of that I don't want to go back to old habits and pile weight back on. That's what I've done in the past when I've done other healthy eating things, and I've put more, you know, more as well on top of. So I think that's the bit that worries me more than anything.
That's when you did a diet, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've not done a diet.
It's different, absolutely. I think listening to Eric this morning in the video was really interesting, especially when he sort of said, pick 3 things that you're probably not going to go back to. And straight away, actually, 3 things just came out of my mouth, which was really, really odd. 1 was milk, 2 was bread, and 3 was chocolate.
Wow.
I was like, right, okay. So that's now in my head.
You don't do those anymore.
Exactly. So that was the 3 things that are just
excellent, very good.
Going through my mind. So
yeah,
I've always had a sweet tooth, so I think for me the sweetness, especially the chocolate sweet side of things, I think was always going to be a thing for me, because I know that I'm one of these people that could quite easily sit there and eat a 200-gram bar of chocolate and not even think anything of it. So
have you tried any chocolate yet?
Not chocolate itself. I made those chocolate and avocado, or cocoa and avocado mousses, which weren't too bad. which I could deal with actually. And I was thinking that's probably going to be my go-to rather than going for a bar chocolate or whatever. So I think that will be my sweet treat.
Don't be afraid of trying things.
Okay.
Okay. And this is not about being afraid
Okay.
of things in the future.
Yeah.
If you don't try it, you don't know how you feel about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and you will find, just be open-minded,
Okay.
because you may well find, in the same way as when you started with the Alka-Jolly, you probably didn't like it that much.
Yeah, sure.
And now you're thinking, I can't wait for my next one.
Yeah.
You'll get similar changes to the way that you taste. Now your taste buds are alive, okay? Your taste buds are absolutely alive. You've not had any of the other gunk or anything to cloud it. So you're going to taste your food.
Yeah.
You're really, really
I
going to.
have noticed different foods do taste differently. I never used to like celery and things like that, and now I'm like, oh, actually, this has got some taste. Hang on a minute, I quite like this. So it's quite surprising.
So don't be afraid of things because they had a hold over you in the past.
Yeah.
Does not mean they've got a hold over you now.
Okay.
Do you remember Eric said quite early on, a strategy known is a strategy blown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you know that sugar is addictive. You know that that the food industry puts sugar in things to make them addictive for you. So my challenge for you when you first have your first piece of chocolate, have you put it under your knife? Have you dropped it there?
I've not said that I'm going to drop it completely yet, but I think it will be something that I will drop.
Okay. So when you try it, A, remember that it's loaded with sugar on purpose.
Yeah.
And then B, tell me if you can actually taste any chocolate.
Okay.
Because I can pretty much bet a lot of money you can't taste any chocolate. The only thing you'll taste is processed sugar.
Okay.
It will not taste anything like you remember.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying, like with Susan, don't be afraid of this anymore. It doesn't have the hold over you that it had before. There may be the odd thing like mum with the bread. There is still this emotional connection.
Yeah.
But the difference is when you have it, you'll recognize it has a pull.
Okay.
You'll recognize that it's more than the food, that there's something else behind it. And as soon as you start to think that, as soon as you start to recognize that and think about what that pull might be, like for mum, she was stressed, so she needed calm. She needed to remind herself of being in control, of being, and bread had that feeling for her because she was in control of us as kids, in control of what she was feeding us. It was part of being nurturing. So that's her connection. You will have the same thing. There will be some things that will still have a bit of a connection. You can't break them until you experience them.
Sure.
But the difference is you'll know it, you'll recognize it.
Okay.
So it won't have the same effect anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you've got the tools. You've all now got those tools. You've got the 6 hungers. So if you're craving something, am I craving it because I'm thirsty? Am I craving it because I haven't had enough nutrition? Am I hungry? Is it empty stomach? Is it low blood sugar level?
Sure.
Is it variety? Am I bored? Am I looking for variety in my life? Or is it emotional? 9 times out of 10, it'll be emotional.
Yeah.
And if it's emotional, which emotion? Out of those 9 emotional needs, which is it? Are you feeling insecure? Are you feeling like you need connection? Are you feeling like you need to be in control? Are you feeling like you need some self-worth, a feeling of self-worth? And if you can identify which of those it is, then you can go, okay, does that food actually do what I need it to? And I suspect the answer is no. You need to do something else.
Okay.
As soon as you're aware of that, the food doesn't have the emotional connection anymore. It's just food.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just food. Or not food, depending on what it is you're eating. But it can't have that control over you anymore, Tanya. You know too much. You can't unknow what you know.
Okay.
You can't. So embrace it the same as Susan. Enjoy the next 3 months with us as a group. Come on and say, oh my God, I just tried this. And it was fabulous. Or I just tried this and it was awful.
Okay.
Yeah, share it. It's going to be so, but honestly, you're going to have so much fun with it now.
Thank you.
So Caroline, well done, Caroline, by the way. Catching.
I haven't finished yet.
Oh, oh dear.
Got another hour to go, exactly an hour.
Okay.
And I am going to go to bed about 10. So I'm going to go plough through till tomorrow morning.
Wow.
There's no point in me eating. I deliberately, after what you'd said about having a good night's sleep on the Friday night, on the last night, I deliberately made, because I'd been babysitting on Tuesday and I had an early dinner with my grandson. So when I got back, I decided I was going to have some of my soup that I wanted to finish off, because I thought then I can finish late on Friday, go straight to bed virtually, and then get up in the morning and my food delivery will come with some food. So that's why I've timed it. So I will actually end up doing near enough 84 hours, I think. Wow. So I actually haven't found it anywhere near as bad as I thought. I haven't felt particularly hungry. I've just drunk loads of ginger tea or mint tea, water. I've drunk actually less water and more hot drinks rather than cold drinks. Apart from the first day, I did feel a little bit more hungry, but I certainly felt cold the first day. But you'd warned us of that, which was good. But since then I've felt fine, and today I've been full of energy. So I would say that I would do it again. Everyone said to me, are you sure that's, you're living on your own and you might keel over and there's no one there? I'm going, don't be ridiculous. I said, well, I've got a group there. If I'm feeling faint or anything, I can just text somebody and say, oh, I don't feel very well. So I'm quite pleased that I've done it, because I was very apprehensive about doing it. I thought it would be a real challenge. And I'm not saying it's been easy, but it's not been as difficult as I expected it to be. So I would do it again, so there's that. I'm feeling like Susan, I'm feeling a bit apprehensive about having the wheels taken off, as you put it, and a bit confused about treat days and ratios. And I mean, I've not really had time to read it all again. I've tried to read it, but I know we'll go through that next week probably. So I'm not going to stress about that. But I can't decide which camp I want my feet in, as it were, because I go, oh, I should stay in spring. Oh no, but I really want some fruit. So I'm like that at the moment. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do now, and I don't quite know how to break my fast tomorrow, but I'll work on that in the morning. But yeah, I'm feeling quite pleased with myself over the fast. But I think the one thing I'm proud of as well is the fact that I do feel I've got a bit more to grips with cooking for myself. I think I said to you, I never liked cooking for myself, and I've got a bit more to grips with that and feeling a little bit more enthused about cooking and trying new things, which I was always a bit loath to do. So I feel pleased about that. And again, I'm just grateful for everyone's support, really, because we've all had our times of moaning about, well, certainly I had plenty of moans at one point when I wasn't feeling good. So I apologize for that, but appreciate the support that everyone gave and sat listening to me moaning about how bad I felt. So I feel pleased that I've stuck with it, really. And that, yeah, I feel very well. When people say to me, how are you feeling? I say, I feel great. So that's good. So,
but I mean, you've been at it 3 months. 3 months now, all of you. 3 months and you're still going strong. Awesome.
Yeah.
How many times have we tried, weight loss programs or diets or anything else?
I've never tried massive ones before. I mean, I've tried odd fasting before, and it's never worked. That's why I was a bit reluctant to do this and go, it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. But in fact, it obviously has. So, because I have released a few more pounds these last few days. So yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to next week to hear about what we're supposed to do, because I am a little bit, I don't quite know where I'm going. I'm a bit apprehensive. So, but I'm not going to stress, as I say. We'll get on with it.
We've got the whole week next week.
The whole week, yeah.
We've got 3 calls next week.
And Eric calls every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or virtually, yeah.
Eric's calls every day. So Eric's videos every day, 3 calls next week.
Right.
So we've got plenty of check-ins. But on top of that, I'll give you a speed bump. You'll still at the end of next week probably feel a little confused.
I'm sure I will.
which is why we're staying together for the next 3 months.
Okay.
Okay. Because you've had a huge amount of learning, and then you're going to go straight out, try and put it into practice. It's like learning to drive and then going out the first time on your own. You need to go out a few times before you start to get comfortable and confident. So that's the idea of the next 3 months, is that we will stay in touch. We will, you know, if you're not sure about things, we can chat on the Signal group, and we'll have those monthly check-ins.
Okay.
So you'll have plenty of support. The idea is that by the end of the next 3 months, you will be living WILDFIT comfortably in your style, feeling fabulous.
Right.
Okay.
I'll trust you.
You've trusted me so far. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for that.
Okay. So Julie, how are you doing, my sweet?
Hello, fine, thank you.
That was a good check-in. Are you doing a fast at the moment?
Yes.
Where are you on your fast?
What are we on now? 36. Fast. What hours are we on? 24. 24 we're on.
Okay. I know you're going for the 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how are you feeling after the first day?
Fine.
I know you've been a bit out of sorts, so hopefully this will help give you a chance to recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's all right. We've done it before, so we can do it.
Okay. Anything else you want to share, or are you just happy to?
No,
be
I've got a wedding to go to tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
A what? Sorry.
A wedding.
Oh. And you're fasting.
Yep.
Okay. Are you just going to the evening do or not?
It's a very small wedding. The bride and groom don't want a big thing. There's only 20 of us. But his parents are doing all the food, so.
Oh, just walk around with an empty plate with kind of half a crust on it, so it looks like you've eaten something, then just chat.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's always interesting watching other people eat.
Oh, have you started noticing the people eating things and then going, oh, I wouldn't want it? Have you noticed? I'm getting very judgmental. I'm really sorry.
No, it's even in supermarkets. You see people and you think, oh, that's why you are because look at your trolley. Oh.
It's the reformed smokers, it's the reformed sugarholics in us coming out.
Yeah.
Good. All right, well, have a good day and let us know on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do. No
all right.
worries.
Good luck with the rest of your fast.
We'll do.
Catherine, how are you? So.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. What's your proudest thing so far?
Well, I'm quite amazed that I managed to do the fast. Yeah, it's whole 72 hours. I'm the kind of person that will eat just in case there won't be any food there later.
Okay.
Don't know where that, well, I think that comes from my mum. But yeah, I would eat, you know, like in between my clients, just in case things overran or it was going to get too late for lunch. I wasn't hungry, but I was putting food in just in case. How weird is that? You don't, doing the fast especially, I mean doing the whole program, but doing the fast especially has shown me you don't need to eat just in case. That's a silly reason to eat. But yeah, because yes, my tummy was rumbling a fair amount at times, but it soon went away with a drink or distraction. And I just had so much energy, which again was weird because I always used to think, oh, I've got no energy, I need to eat, you know, and so yeah, it kind of messed with my head a little bit, but it was a great achievement, I think, to be able to do it. Yeah, loved it.
And it just goes to show that food is nutrition. Food is about giving ourselves nutrients and energy, nothing more.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to control your life.
No.
You don't have to eat at particular days or particular times, or you don't have to.
No.
You've got so much freedom now to be able to do it how you want to do it.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
Awesome.
I feel like I need to eat something plain. You know, like maybe just some rice, some brown rice or something, because I just feel everything that I've had has been so rich and nutritious that I'm trying not to say bread because I think I have broken that emotional connection with bread, which is good. I might still try some at some point in the future, but I was just thinking maybe some really nice nutty brown rice or something, just a little bit, just to get, I don't know, something that's not quite so tasty. Even that will be really tasty, won't it?
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, have some plain rice. Oh, it's delicious. But yeah, something like that. And looking forward to having some fruit again, definitely. Berries especially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And my NSV for this week is that I've discovered I've got collarbones. Didn't know I had them.
Yeah.
I can feel them.
Awesome. Awesome. That's
Yeah.
fabulous. That's fabulous.
Yeah. It's been a good week.
Good. So you have your buffer zone this weekend. So you have a choice of what you want to do from now on.
Yeah.
So if you want some berries, enjoy. Taste them, enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, Mel, how are you, my darling?
Hey, I'm good. Well, apart from the fact that I should have just landed in the Caribbean.
I know. I know.
For those that don't know, my other half tested positive on the pre-flight PCR test with COVID, so we couldn't go. So our 2 weeks in Tobago are now 2 weeks in Somerset. So yeah, not very happy, but I am still negative. Bearing in mind that when 2 years ago, I had 4 different doctors tell me that if I got it, I would die because I was so at risk. And this is supposedly the most contagious it's ever been. And I've now been living in the house with somebody that's positive for 4 days and I'm still negative with no symptoms. So I did say to him that maybe if he'd done the diet with me, he might not have got it. I didn't go down very well.
Yeah.
That as well as the, if you'd have worn a mask to work, I told you so. Comment when. But there you go. It is what it is. So yeah, no holiday for me, but never mind. Other than that, all good really. So achievements. I've got a very long list of achievements, so we've kind of had this conversation already, but 3 months without a cigarette. And sat outside a coffee shop with my friend the other day in the sun. Someone was smoking and I said, I'm really sorry, but we have to move tables because that is just disgusting. I can't sit here. I think just got to move. So I think that's pretty much an achievement from somebody that smoked for since I was 12. So I was 49 on Wednesday. So that's a lot of years. And yeah, no, disgusting. And equally in the coffee shop, I thought I'm going to try a coffee because we're in a coffee shop. So I ordered myself a coconut milk decaf latte, which was the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life. There will be no coffee ever going in my mouth ever again. Foul, disgusting tastes. I don't even know how do we drink that much of that? Disgusting, awful. Yeah, I'm kind of converted to this. Like, I will never eat bread again. Just when you were describing that panna raisin earlier on with the coffee, I'm sitting here thinking, I feel really sick. I just feel sick just even thinking about it. So I hope whoever it was that was going to have it enjoys it, but it won't be me at all. Can't even. Kind of addicted to 5-seed crackers, but yeah, bread. I can kind of, just thinking about it, the association is that brick in my stomach. I can feel it just thinking about it. So all the positive emotions that may have once been attached to that have now been completely converted to that's going to hurt and I'm going to feel awful. So yeah, no, not on the list. Dairy, definitely not on the list. One mouthful of milk by accident a couple of weeks ago literally made me nauseous for about 4 hours.
Wow.
Not going there ever again. Yeah, grain, just had coconut rice with my cauliflower rice with my curry, tastes the same. No intention of having any grain, really. Only by accident, but not intentionally. I did have a sex on the beach cocktail for my birthday, which was nice. I enjoyed it. It didn't make me feel unwell, so alcohol was okay. I've never been a big drinker anyway. I maybe have one drink every 3 months or something, so I don't think that will be off my list completely. But what else have I tried? I did have a chocolate button, one chocolate button, just to see what it tasted like, and it tasted like a chocolate button. So I would never go out. Yeah, maybe one very small packet of chocolate buttons once a month, maybe, is all I would have had before anyway. So it was never a huge thing, but it tasted okay, and it didn't make me feel ill. Yeah, other than that, I've kind of been in summer for a few weeks because I've had some health issues anyway. But we're kind of getting there now.
Really, really good.
So yeah, so I'm staying on WILDFIT. I am not going back to pretty much anything that I was doing before, to be fair. So the only thing I'm going back to is some fruit and yeah, that's it really.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
If I really want a latte, the golden turmeric latte thing, fab. So much nicer than coffee.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, just turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, and whatever it was, nutmeg and whatever in some coconut milk and almond milk is much nicer than coffee. Shame you can't buy it in Costa, really.
Yeah.
Maybe we should suggest that they.
There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's it really. That's kind of. I didn't do the fast just because of the health issues and my blood sugar and just trying to get my head around my blood sugar and stuff. I just couldn't. I'm not there yet.
No.
So.
No.
But then I always fast for about 18 hours a day anyway. So I know it's not a 3-day thing, but I always do that most days anyway. So still not released an awful lot inch wise or weight wise. However, I am definitely smaller. So I think I'm losing it from the non-measured areas, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. It's cool. I'm cool. So
We said at the beginning of the program that the whole idea of the program was about a journey. I hate to use the J, but a journey to better health. And that's what this program is all about. And the fat loss is a side effect of becoming healthier.
yeah,
But your body needs to take whatever route it needs to take to get you to the healthiest it can get. And if you have underlying health conditions, then the body may well deal with that before it deals with the fat loss. But if you keep, but it will, all of it will just come together.
yeah.
It will.
The other thing I need to mention to everybody else is I was on 3 blood pressure tablets when we started this. And I had a problem with my kidneys going into complete failure a couple of weeks ago. And it turns out that my body was actually rejecting my blood pressure medication. So I'm now not on any, and my blood pressure is normal. So yeah, that kind of says it all really, doesn't it? So, and I've been on them a lot of years. So yeah, had a toxic reaction to the medication that I've been on for years and years and years. So,
And this is the thing. Our body, what you've given yourself, what you have presented yourself with for 3 months is an opportunity for your bodies to heal, to do healing it's never had the opportunity to do before. All of you. And you've all experienced different things because you've all had different things that your bodies needed to do. But you've given it 3 months of space to just focus on itself, not dealing with all the other external crap, but actually focusing internally. And oh, fabulous, Catherine. So Catherine's off her blood pressure tablets as well. It's awesome. You know, you never know. It's a bit like Forrest Gump and his box of chocolates, because you never know what you're gonna get.
life's a box of chocolates.
Yeah, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what's gonna happen. It's fabulous. Love it. I love it.
We should change that to life is like a basket of vegetables
You're,
or a basket of fruit.
yeah. That's the WILDFIT version. Okay. I appreciate we've gone over time, and I do apologise, but I really wanted to come to Mel at the end because I knew we'd had a chat earlier on, and I knew she'd had some fabulous NSVs and things during the course of last week. So I wanted to kind of finish with her on a kind of a big high as well. So, and I'm so sorry that you're with us, Mel.
So am I.
So sorry.
So am I.
But I'm also really chuffed you are.
You guys are the Caribbean. You know,
Yeah,
I'd rather be here, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Without COVID, fortunately, so far, touch wood. I'm touching lots of wood that I am not going to get COVID. So yeah, it will be really interesting if I don't, because as I say, I've been in the house with him, and they're saying at the moment, and I don't know if everyone that's in Somerset, did you know that West Somerset and Taunton Deane is now the highest number of cases in the country? The whole country. Why? No idea why, but literally everybody's got it. It's just everywhere. So if I manage to not get it, having been on the completely vulnerable list, and not allowed to leave the house for over a year, I will be amazed.
Awesome. Well,
there we go.
Fingers crossed, hope. And Catherine said she didn't get it when her husband had it. So you never know. You are certainly health-wise, you cannot be any healthier than you are now after the 3 months being done. So right, I am so proud of all of you for everything that you've achieved over the last 3 months, and with your fasting and everything else. I am just blown away by you lot. I really am. I've had a ball, and we've got this next week to kind of consolidate it all. Have a read through the WILDFIT ebook, Living WILDFIT ebook that I've posted. Have a look through. On Monday, bring your questions. Any questions, anything you're not sure about, and we'll start to work through it. We'll start to get you to think about how you're going to start to implement, how you're going to start using what you've learned to live WILDFIT long term. And so that you don't feel worried about it, so you don't feel scared about it, and you embrace it for what it's going to be, which is fun. Okay. Have a great weekend. I apologize for going over.
I hope your voice gets better soon, Jane.
Oh,
Look after yourself.
I feel absolutely fine. I just have the sexiest voice.
Well, take care anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye, 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 bye.